Well, hello there, everybody.
Hello, how's everybody?
Let's see.
Good. How are you?
Judy, Eric Thompson, and we got Nilda. Truthy Ruthie's in the house, y'all. Happy beloved Thanksgiving. So, interesting. So, how was your all's Thanksgiving? Hello, Ann.
Good. How was yours?
Well, I got like a lot of complaints. They were like, what are you doing? Where are you?
What do
I
you
was
mean
like,
complaints?
yeah, because we didn't have shows. I was like,
Oh,
God,
Oh,
like, hey, we all need some time off, don't we?
well, the 25th is on Monday this year. December Christmas is on Monday this year.
Yeah, I know, right? So interesting. So well, I'm glad everybody made it through the holidays. Did y'all eat too much?
I went to my mother's who passed. I went to my mother's former nurse's house, and I think altogether there's 10 children. So the children showed up with the nieces and nephews and the grandchildren. And I tell you, it was a feast. It was just an amazing feast, and everybody was so grateful for Thanksgiving. And I just had such a magnificent time that I didn't want it to end. But like every good thing, it had to come to an end.
So welcome, Rita and Karen. So Peter, what did you eat?
What did I eat? Well, if it wasn't glued down, I had every type of baked potato. I think they had two or three different types of turkeys. I had the stuffing. I had the, what you call it? Oh, what is the red gel?
Yeah, cranberries.
Cranberry. Thank you. I want to say I sat at I wouldn't give up my seat. I got greedy. I wouldn't give up my seat. And I went back for seconds and thirds, and then finally somebody said, "Well, there's other people here." I said, "Fine, let them find a seat." So I just sat there.
Boy, I could imagine you felt the energy in that room, didn't you?
Oh, did I? It was a wonderful get together. It was a wonderful gathering, and I was very grateful to them. And I don't know, Grizzly, were your ears ringing? Because I was talking about your show most of the night.
Yes, they ring quite a bit. So
Yes, when I was talking about Angela and you and the show, and everybody said, oh, when they get home, they were going to go to YouTube and they were going to watch the old shows. So, yeah, it was quite an evening.
good, Angela. What about you?
Yeah, we went to our neighbors, and it was nice because I didn't have to cook, and it was just a traditional dinner. But I got some startup money to start my animation project, so
Well,
that was
that's
really good.
awesome. Yes, I'm glad to hear that.
I received some money to start my.
Yeah. There you go, Ian. I agree too. I'm glad as well. So, what we got in show tonight, Peta and Angela?
Well, tonight I decided I met this incredible woman via Zoom many months ago. And her name is Anne Marie Mulligan. And I believe she lives on the west coast of Canada. But as we were talking, and a friend of mine connected me to her, as she was talking, I saw her artwork in the background. And I was transfixed by the colors and by the different the landscapes and everything else. And I finally said to her, "Have you ever had a showing?" And I think she said she had. She was in the initial phases, and she's got an amazing soul, and she has a gift that had to be recognized worldwide. So what I have decided to do, because I think she's an amazing woman, is I decided to have her as a guest on our show. And I want to introduce everybody to Anne and Marie Mulligan. And she is, what can I say? When you see her artwork, you'll understand why I was so excited.
Well, Ann, come on down. Welcome to the show there. Nice to have you. You got your mic muted. Yep, just hit your little microphone button.
Your mic is
There you
muted,
go.
sweetie.
Just tap it and you'll be good.
Tap your mic, sweetie.
There you go. Did you get it?
Yes, I have it
Yeah.
now.
Welcome.
Perfect.
Thank you. I feel very honored. I love the work that Peter does. I haven't met you two, both of you, the other two hosts here tonight, so I'm happy to meet you. I find what you do is fascinating, just fascinating. And when you talk to Peter later, you'll find out that I'm a very spiritual person as well. And so I don't know what else to tell you. My paintings come to me. A lot of times when I start painting, I don't even know what I'm going to paint. And for the last year or so, before I start, I ask the angels for their help. And I just trust completely then, and I let go. And what comes through, I know is partly their responsibility too. And I am so grateful for that I can share that with the world.
That is awesome.
So would you like to see some if I can
Yes.
figure out how to maneuver this?
You have to show us your paintings because that's one reason why I wanted you to come on. Now, as I understand it, Amber, you have been recognized for your work, have you not?
Yes, I have. Published in 2 international art magazines this year. I usually enter the Luxembourg Art Prize every year. And I've had shows over the years. However, most of this that you will see today is what I did during COVID and what I've done since COVID. So I have a mixture of oil paintings and oil plus cold wax in the paintings. And both of these mediums allow me to, they're similar, but there is a difference. And it just seems to up it up a couple of notches. I don't know how to say that, but it's just,
Now, when you're inspired, is it your angel guide? What is there an invisible? What I'm getting at is you have angel guides, you have messengers that actually come to you, and do they guide you? Do they let you know what they want you to paint? How exactly do you do your work?
Good question. Usually when I start to paint, I make a few decisions. First of all, I want to know what colors I'm going to use. And I decide on the colors. However, they must take part in that. I haven't had an answer back from them on that yet, but I'm sure that they're guiding me with the colors I'm going to use in the painting I want to paint at that particular time. And then I mix up my colors. I decide if I'm going to listen to music while I paint. And if I do listen to music, then I decide, okay, who do I want to paint with today? Which different artists do I want to listen to? Most of the time, I come back to Tina Turner, believe it or not.
Tina Turner.
Oh, yeah. Yep, she's my girl. Beautiful, beautiful.
What is it about Tina Turner that inspires you?
I think, first of all, her story and what brought her to be the amazing singer she became.
Okay.
And she, even though she felt the fear, when she left Ike, she was able to believe in herself and walk through that fear and convince the right people that she could do the job. And after that, you couldn't hold her down. It was beautiful. It's beautiful.
Mm.
So sometimes I'll instead of Tina, I'll do, the Rolling Stones. And, I was a child in the 50s, so I'm getting up there. But I went through all the good band eras and all of the new bands, starting from the Beatles and up. And all of them have had an influence in my life as well. So I'm a lucky girl. I've been around a long time and I've seen a lot and met a lot of people. And with the painting, they just come to me. After I ask the angels, I just start painting, throwing on paint. I don't know what I'm going to paint necessarily ahead of time. They just happen.
We're losing you, dear. We're losing you with the camera shot. There you go.
There.
Now, who are some of your favorite historical figures in painting? Is it Rembrandt, Chagall, Monet,
Monet.
Renoir? Do you have any favorites?
Yeah, I have Monet, absolutely Monet, and certainly Renoir. I have one of his etchings actually
You
hanging on my
do?
wall. Yeah, yeah. And after that, there are a lot of wonderful painters that are relatively unknown to a lot of people. And one of them has become a friend of mine, Marco Filani, who lives and works in Florence. And of course, our friend Ken Elliott, you know him.
Oh yes,
You?
our good friend Ken Elliott.
Yes.
Yes.
And I also have one of his paintings as well. So, there's the Renoir in the back, right there. Right there.
I love it.
Yeah,
Love
and
it.
that's one of Marco's paintings just underneath. When I showed him where he was hanging in my living room, he said, "Oh my goodness, I'm in such good company." He said, "Yes, you are, my dear. Yes, you are." um, I paint a lot of plein air again, which is nice. I did that many years ago. I've been painting for well over 40 years, 45 years. And so I never run out of ideas. But lately I've been planning to work more and more plein air. And now that the weather has cooled quite a bit, I think I'm
Yes.
going to have to wait until spring now because it's getting quite cold where we are.
Well, it's starting here. Now, have you had showings? Have you had exhibits with your
I,
beautiful artwork?
I did years ago, but I haven't had any in the last 10 years. My work
Okay.
is getting out there slowly, and I'd love to have a show, absolutely, because I have many, many paintings. And the paintings you'll see today are only some of the smaller ones. I have bigger ones in my storage area. So that's where most of my paintings end up going if I don't have a show right away.
In your storage area.
Yeah.
All right. Would you like to? I was going to ask you if you would give us the honor of showing us your work and explaining with each painting what inspired you. Was it colored? Where did you get the inspiration for each one of your paintings?
Oh boy. Uh, I'm going to start with a painting that I thought was finished. And that was a couple of years ago. I took it out last week and looked
Yeah.
at it and knew it was not finished. So there are a lot of things that come to me. I'm sure the universe just loads things up for me. And every once in a while, when I'm paying particular attention, that's when I find things out. And this one in particular, I'll show you.
Okay.
This little red one right here.
I love the colors. Wow.
So it was finished to like all of this is the old part of the painting.
Okay.
And then I redid all the top 2/3. And I believe it's a much better painting for me having done that. I don't do that very often. No, I've only done that, I think, 2 or 3 times and gone back into a painting and added. But I think it really made this painting pop, and I'm happy with it.
Now,
So,
what inspired you to use red? I actually, from a spiritual point of view, I am connecting with that painting. I'm feeling cheerful. I'm feeling radiant. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling like I just want to yell and let everybody know that I'm here. So, yeah. Do you remember what mood you were in when you started painting?
this one I was puzzled about at the beginning. I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but I was willing to go back into an older painting like this one is, and just whatever comes, comes. So I just was open to whatever happened. And I am that way with most of my paintings, but this one was a little different only because I had already finished the painting and then I changed it. And I'm really happy that I did. Yeah.
Now,
But
what
usually, yes, go ahead.
was it your spirit? Was it your soul? What gave you the impetus? What gave you the nudge that you want? You didn't feel it was finished. Was it on the spiritual level? Where did that come from?
Oh, good question. Uh, yes, I would think so. I think what happened was I was a little bit nervous about it, about going back into it again. And I think that the universe allowed me to come to a point within me that I knew I could go back and make a beautiful painting into an amazing painting with the help of the universe. And so that's what I did.
All right,
And
somebody just from the audience, I mean to interrupt you. Somebody
yeah,
asked about a small boy or a small girl in I think in the painting. Is
which one?
there
The
the
red.
red one
Okay.
that you just showed us?
Well, you know what? I have to tell you that. Let me just see if I can get it. Okay.
Yeah, I
I
feel
know
like
this.
there's something about the colors
Yeah.
and the whole painting that, yeah, we just had a question from one of our viewers
Sure.
as to, yeah, if there was a child or boy or girl in there.
And if that's what the viewer is seeing, then
Yes,
absolutely there is.
then
I,
absolutely.
this
Good
started.
comeback.
It's true. This this people started appearing in my paintings about, I'd say 2 years ago, and it's not just people. It is also animals. There are animals that appear,
I
and
see animals.
yeah, and
Yes.
it just it blows my mind sometimes when I'm finished and I look at it and I look at it some more. It I see all of these things come out. So I've always thought that maybe there are people who've gone before us, people
Yes.
in the other realm, and I believe that when they show up in my paintings, first of all, I consider it a blessing for me, and secondly, I'm so happy that other people will be able to see those as well. And so, yes, if your clients today see people in there, I agree 100%.
Yeah, yeah, I love that painting. I love the colors and woo,
Yeah.
very, very nice.
Uh,
Okay.
sorry, I've got this turned around.
That's okay.
Okay, so here are some of the paintings here. Now, some are oil paintings, and some are
Yes.
oil and cold wax. So
And
the yellow
cold wax.
one, the yellow one is an oil. The middle one right here, I'm doing it backwards. This one I just finished last week. This one right here.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Just this past week. This one is called Ocean Echoes. And they're
Ocean Echo. Yes, I can feel the ocean.
yeah. And
Yes.
some of the rugged landscape that we have here in Vancouver, right on the west coast of Canada.
Yes, that's right, Vancouver.
And this one, I believe, it's an oil and cold wax. And remind me to tell you later why I paint in both of them. There's a reason. And this one right here, I think you saw this one before, Peter.
Yes, and I love that also. Wow.
That's a bigger one. That one is
Yeah,
oil and cold wax.
oil and coal wax.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. And what the cold wax added to the oil, it gives me the opportunity
Yes.
to go back into the painting as I'm painting it, and I can add and I can remove paint. I go all the way back to the first layer of paint, and it also adds texture and depth to the painting with the addition of cold wax. It's really amazing what it does. Yeah. And
Now,
this
is that considered an abstract? What would you call that?
I would say more for me, impressionistic. So
Impressionistic.
yeah.
Okay.
So let me explain. This red one is my impression of late fall when all the maple trees have turned and they're beautiful red. And right now you're looking at water and you can see some of the maple hanging over. Also, sumac also turns red.
Yes.
And so there's sumac in there. Then there's water right in here. There's an allusion to water.
That I
And
see.
those yellow and black that you see, those are part of the painting, and they could be all the way back to the first layer of paint. Because on this painting, I probably have maybe, I don't know, anywhere from 12 to 20 layers of paint.
Wow.
And that's what adding the cold wax does for the oils. It allows you to go back and forth all the way back to the very first layer of paint. And that's
Yes.
what helps to give you more depth to your painting.
Mm.
Here's a
Love the
little one.
colors in that.
It's really fun. This little painting, too, was one of the first ones I did with the addition of cold wax with the oil.
Okay.
Then these three could be hung as a triptych because I painted them all at the same time. And
Oh, wow.
or they could be hung separately as
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you. This one again, like the yellow one I just showed you over there. This is a
Yes.
diptych. This is a diptych. It means two, right? And this is one of the first ones too that I did, along with that yellow one I just showed you. And it's a plein air painting. And then I brought it home and I finished it at home. Because when I paint outside in a competition, we're only given 3 hours to paint. So
Beautiful.
this one,
Beautiful.
thank you. This one is recent. I think I painted this one about 2 weeks ago, maybe.
Okay.
And it's deep. And the red that you see in there, that hot pink red color, is coming through from the first layer of paint I put on the painting.
Mm.
This is a very soft oil.
That is a song. I love the colors in this.
It's like a dream.
Yes. Yes. It feels like a dream. You're right.
So that's all oil. I have a couple of bigger ones down here. I like to work in series, and this one is part of the Winter Beaches series. And
Okay.
and then let's see, what else can I show you? Oh, let me show you what's up here on the wall. So
Beautiful.
The green one that you see right there, that's
Yes.
oil and cold wax.
Oh,
The
that's
red
oil and coal wax also.
is, and then the red one beside it here is all oil, only oil. The little one above it with the hot pink, which I just love,
Yes.
that is oil and cold wax. And
Oil
then,
and coal wax.
yeah, and then this one that's hanging here above my couch is also oil and cold wax. And again, it's like you're looking at one of, and I do not compare myself in any way, shape, or form to Monet, but it's the same idea that he wanted to paint. The water lily. You can see the water lilies in this. And those, yeah, those water lilies come right through from the first layer of paint.
Yeah, I
And
can see them.
yeah, and up
Yes.
above, again, reflections of what's over the water and what's coming in.
Beautiful.
Thank you. This little one, can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Little one right here.
Now, is that the ocean or am I projecting?
No, you're absolutely right. That I painted when I came back from Grand Cayman, and it's Cayman in the winter. And
Oh,
of course, they don't really have winter, they have rain and so on and so forth. But I painted this when I got back from Cayman, and this is
beautiful.
thank you. This is the little painting that ended up being in a show at the Louvre in Paris.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
and I've been to the Louvre in Paris.
it's lovely, isn't it?
It's gorgeous. That's where, isn't that where the Mona Lisa has her
It is.
home?
Yes, it is. You bet. Yeah. And then I went just the opposite with this one in front. I don't know if I can get down and show it to you here.
Okay.
This one is a little more, this is more abstract, but it's still, again, in my mind, as I'm
Yeah.
painting and I see the islands, I have some trees in the foreground, and I just let go. And whatever happens is what you get in the end.
That's what you get.
Yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey for me. Every painting is a journey. It takes me into myself.
Yes.
Here's another one with the yellow leaves in the fall.
I love your colors. I
Oh,
really,
thank you.
they're, yeah, I love the colors that you choose. For me, when I look at each one of them, it puts me in a very optimistic mood. The other thing I wanted to say to you is a lot of artwork I see, I can tell when the painter is in a very melancholy mood or depressed. Your paintings are very uplifting, they're very bright, colorful, they speak, they talk, and to me, artwork has its own language. So I'm taking it that you're normally a very optimistic, and happy person, and you want to share that optimism and that wonderment of life with the world.
You have got that nailed right there. That's what I do. My paintings are to bring some peace, some calm, some beauty into every painting I do. So that then goes back to someone's home. And when they
Yeah,
look at the paintings, they feel that calmness, that happiness, that especially with so much going on in the world these days, I think we all need to have a couple of paintings that let us just relax into them, and let yourself go and just see what you see in them, and let
yeah,
them comfort you as they're supposed to do.
yes. Now, I also wanted to ask you if
Mhm.
anybody, if anybody has an interest that's watching,
Mhm.
how would they contact you if they're interested in any of your work? Or do you not sell your work?
Oh, yes, I sell my work. Yes. If someone is interested in seeing some of my work, the first thing they can do is go to www.amymuller, ammulligan.com, and it will bring up my new website. And on there, you will see these paintings, and there will be more as I go along, of course. And I'll take some out of my storage area, the bigger ones, and I'll photograph those as well. So on there, you will see
Yeah.
my art. You will be able to contact me directly on my website, and then
Okay.
I will get right back to them.
Okay.
There's also a place there for my children's book. And
That's
they'll see things on there that they may not,
now
kind of
that's the
little
other
quotes.
thing that
Yeah.
that you that was the segue for leading into that. Now, okay, so yes, why don't we talk about your books?
Well, we can. I've still got so many paintings here, but let's do that.
Now, are any of the books
Mhm.
that you've written connected with your artwork, or are they not? Okay,
Uh, these two magazines, they're shiny. I don't know if you can catch them. These are
yeah,
the international magazines um, that I've been published in this year. I think there's a third one as well. Artists to watch in 2023. These are worldwide. They pick top 60 masters of contemporary art in 2023. So that's this one. And this
yeah,
other, they're published out of New York. And this one is Artists to Watch in 2023. So I'm in that one
very
too.
good.
So
Now,
here's my little book.
beautiful. Now, let me ask you this. Are you nominated? Does one become a contributor to these books? Is it by your professional peers? Are you nominated? What is the protocol for you
For
written
the,
up?
for the magazines.
Yes.
Uh, you you do have to pay to be into them as well.
Okay.
But then what happens is the company will choose from all over the world who they want to be in the magazine and best
Right.
represent what they are looking for on a whole for that magazine for that year.
All
So
right. And these are distributed worldwide?
yes, they are. Yeah.
Hmm.
And back in 2019 too, I was in one of them as well. Yeah.
Well,
Um,
that's quite an achievement, Anne Marie. I mean, that is quite an achievement. Wow.
thank you. I appreciate that. I'll just show you a couple more of my paintings before
Absolutely. I am
you're
enjoying
okay.
this thoroughly. I feel like I am being taken on a tour of the Louvre and the Guggenheim. Absolutely.
You are a very sweet man, Peter. There are a
Thank
couple. Some
you.
of them are oil, some are oil and cold wax. Again,
Yes.
it just depends how I feel that day, what I want to do. And then there's an oil here,
Beautiful.
oil and cold wax here, and another
Yes.
oil right there. And
The oil and coal wax. This
Mhm.
is a style, correct?
it's it's the material that you work with, and
Yes.
it then the artist style using those materials then completes the painting.
Got it.
So it's a combination. Yeah. Here's a little diptych. Again, two paintings. This is
Yes.
oil and cold wax right here. And
Beautiful.
you see the little blips on it. The orange comes through from the back.
Yes.
And so there are many, many layers of paint on there. And then I use a bit of solvent that I can spray on and then let it sit for a couple of minutes. And then I'm able to remove that. And it goes right down to that first layer of paint. And
Mm.
again, adding to the depth. This is an oil right here. This one's a few years old. And it's one of the ones that, you know, I have my favorites too. And this has
I'm sure
always
you do.
been, this has been a favorite of mine for quite a few years now. And that's why it's still here because I don't want to
Ah,
let it go.
you don't want to let it go.
No. Here's
Beautiful.
another one that I can thank Monet for
Oh,
because
Monet, yes.
I have fallen in love with his work, I think, when I was a child. And this is, again, you're looking at the pond, and there are, you see the front of the pond where the ground is, and then you can
Mm-hmm.
see these little pink parts of it, and those are the flowers that come from right underneath from the first layer of paint. And I also used a bit of bronze. What's it called? I can never remember the word. It's like gold and silver. Hang on just a second. I can tell you.
Sure.
It's gold leaf. Okay, this one.
Gold leaf.
Yeah, I use gold and silver. So, and bronze. So there's just on the ground here. Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, right here. There's a log, a piece of wood, and I did that in bronze, but there's silver a little bit in the water here and here. And it
Yes.
just, I don't do it with all of them. I just know when I should do it and when I should just leave the
When you
paint.
select it.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's another
Yeah.
favorite of mine. This one right here.
Hmm.
This is an oil and cold wax. Can you see it? I can't.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. And if
Yeah.
you look up above, there you go, Peter. There's one of Ken Elliott's paintings that I bought.
Oh, that's Ken Elliott. Yes, I recognize his style.
Yeah.
He just sent me one as a gift.
Oh, he's wonderful. A very talented
He's a
guy.
wonderful soul, yes.
Yeah, and a nice man. So
So,
sorry. Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you want to talk about the book, that would be fine. I could do that.
Yes, I would. We want to know the listening audience. I want to know everything about you. Okay, a chair in the middle nowhere. The Adventures of Will and his Lucky Striped Socks. Well, I love the socks.
Well, this is. I decided I wanted to write a book, and I wanted to write a children's book, and so this one actually came together in about 5 or 10 minutes. I was on my way, yeah, just before COVID, and I was on my way to the grocery store to get some groceries. And where I live is right at the edge of an very old fishing village on the Pacific. And in between, because I'm in that lovely part of Greater Vancouver, it's called Richmond, and I'm right on the water. And everything going north is either farmland or land where people have left the trees to grow, beautiful forests. It's just beautiful here. So there I was driving down this road heading north to get to the grocery store, and I saw a chair on the side of the road. And people do that around here. If they don't want something anymore, they'll put it out, and people can just help themselves to it. And
Right.
I think it's a good idea. But anyway, so I saw this chair and it was sitting there. And I couldn't figure out, well, why would that chair be there? Because it looked like a dining room chair, like a really nice chair. And so I pulled over to the side of the road. I took a picture with my camera and I thought, that's really interesting. So on my way, the whole time I was buying my groceries, I'm thinking, I wonder why a chair is there. And the story just happened in my head. It all came together. And so, what the story is about, I came home from getting my groceries, sat down at my computer, and wrote the story, start to finish. And I added the fact that here's a little boy who, whenever he wears his lucky blue socks with the rainbow stripes, a magical happens, a magical story happens, so unusual. And it's the socks that are his lucky striped socks. So then I thought, okay, that's cool. I like that idea. And then I thought, now how can I make this into a book that the little ones will like, that their parents will love to read to them, and will also teach them something about the
Mm-hmm.
world?
Yes.
So in my books, what I do is I have a little lesson for little ones, and they start their from zero, ages 0 to 7. And my youngest granddaughter was at that time just, she was about 4 or 5 months old. And I know how much they enjoy being read to, even at that young age.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, okay, I can do this. So, what am I about to teach them with this story? And one of the things that I discovered raising my own children is that one of the hardest things for little ones to learn is how to share, and
Yeah, true.
how to share willingly, so that everybody's happy in the room, not just grab something from another child. And so this is all about the chair in the middle of nowhere. And what you have in it is is a dragon. Where's my dragon? Let me find it for you. I dedicated it to my 3 grandchildren. So I'm talking about this great big chair. Whoops, this way.
Oh, look at the
Okay.
illustrations.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And so the mother and the little child have come across this big chair in the middle of nowhere. And so they pull over to the side of the road. And his mother says, why would a chair be there? What do you think, Will? His name is Will. And then they go through trying to figure out, what would be the advantage of having a chair on the side of the road? And they come up with things like, oh, Will says, the birds can land on the chair when their wings get tired and have a rest. Yes, that's a very good idea. And then, oh, the mummy mouse can burrow a hole into the padded seat and make a nest for her little ones. And it goes on like that. And then, as they're looking at this big chair, out of the trees at the end of the farmer's field comes a dragon. And the dragon
Look
is
at that.
walking towards the big chair. And not only is he going to go to the big chair and sit down in it, but he has a huge piece of birthday cake on a
Oh,
plate.
yes. I see that. God, it's making me
Yeah.
hungry.
So what happens is then, he gets to the chair, he sits down, and the dragon puffs a little bit of fire to light the candle. And then all his little friends who come to watch and participate then get to help him eat his cake. And
Oh,
that's done, they sing happy birthday to him and so on. And then when that's all done, the dragon throws the chair over his shoulder and starts clomping back towards the trees at the end of the field. And right at the end of the field, after they lick off all of the good chocolatey fudge icing, he puts it over his shoulder, heads out.
Love it.
But look what else is there. You see those big mommy and daddy eyes.
Oh, yes.
They're watching their baby to make sure he gets home safely. And there's
Absolutely.
Will and his ma, and they're there, and they're watching. And the dragon gives them a big-eyed wink because guess
Wow.
what? The dragon knew they were there all
The
along.
dragon knew over
Yeah,
there.
right. And the very last, it talks about little Will. They're sitting in the in their car. They can't believe what they've seen, and he looks down at his lucky blue socks and said, "Wow, can these socks get any luckier?" And then that's the end of the book. So that teaches a little bit about sharing. And I have another one. I have another couple in my mind. that haven't been written yet, but these ones are coming more slowly than A Chair in the Middle of Nowhere did. One of the
Yes.
things is I have a great nephew who just turned 2 yesterday, and he is going through life as a young child who has, it's called cri du chat, Criduchat. It's French.
Hmm.
And because these little ones are missing part of the 5th chromosome, I think, as they're being formed and growing. And he is such a special little fella. And I didn't know this until about a year ago. I found out that the symbol for little ones who have cri du chat are socks with rainbow stripes.
Oh,
Now, if that isn't something to make you sit back and go, wow. So, one of the books I'll be writing soon
yes.
will be then donated to raise money for the various uh, apparatuses that they have to have in order to have these children be able to sit up properly,
Mm.
so their muscles can get stronger, to um, to try to they he's not walking yet, but he is getting around now, and there are many things that are all part of Cri du Chat. So I thought, well, if I can write a book and help in some way, then that would be what I want to do. My sister may help me with it because it's her grandson.
Oh, it's her grandson.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, you look at the paintings, and I look at them all sometimes, and I finish a painting and I look at them and think, oh my God, where did you come from? It's like this beautiful piece in front of me that I really didn't really know what I was going to paint until I started putting on the paint. And then this has happened as a result, and I'm finished now. And look at it. I often will stand back and say, where did you come from? You know,
Mm.
that's how amazing it is to me. And if I can, my, besides doing the painting for myself, which I do, I paint for myself first. If
Okay.
my paintings can get out there into the world where other people can see them and enjoy them, and if it brings them peace and some serenity
Right.
in the world where we live right now, man, that's worth everything right there.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. I've got to say, you are multi talented, and your work is, I really feel that you have the gift to, for the world to enjoy and for you to be recognized. Since I first saw your paintings, I myself became very, very inspired.
oh,
Yeah, I did become inspired. And not everybody's, I have artists in my family,
mhm.
and I look at their work, and to be honest with you, I look at it and I go, it's very nice, but I don't think it's anything earth shattering. But again, your colors, your techniques, each one of them brings evokes feelings and an image to me, and I love it.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you. So I
Yes,
paint because I need to, for me, because it makes me,
yes,
and when I paint and others see my paintings and want a painting of mine, it's because it's making them happy. And
absolutely.
oh yeah, I've sold many, many paintings all around the world. And even to this day, there's one little tiny watercolor. I started off doing watercolor for 23 years. And this little tiny watercolor I did, I was teaching art and English over in Japan in 1990 for a month. Yeah. And someone in Japan asked if they could buy it. And I wish I had said no now, but I didn't. And I allowed them to have the painting. And I may never see it again, but that's okay. As long as they love it and enjoy it every day, then that's perfect. That's my message.
I would think that's the greatest gift
It is.
that you can offer. And for somebody to like and admire your painting so much that it evokes feelings and emotions, and they are so inspired that they want to buy it. What great gift!
Thank you. It is a gift, and I'm very grateful every day. This is a little watercolor. It's a
Yeah.
lotus.
Oh, how beautiful!
It's a lotus bloom,
Yes.
and I kept this one for me. And it's many years old now. Gosh, it must be close to 20 years old. Oh, it's more than 20 years old, maybe
It's more
25.
than 20 years old.
Yeah. But I kept that one for me. And I don't keep a lot of them, but right now I happen to have a lot because during COVID I was very, very busy.
Yeah.
And writing. Yeah. So that's what I want to bring to people is that peace and that comfort and that serenity and just being able to be in front of something beautiful that takes them out of their mind and puts them in a space where they can accept what is in each painting and look for the people in the painting too, because they're there.
They are there. Yes. I definitely saw a paint. Yeah. Incredible.
Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you.
So what did you think, Angela and
Oh,
Grizzly?
beautiful, just beautiful.
Yes.
The colors can be so healing.
Yes.
Colors are very healing.
They are. I had heard that.
Purples, the pinks, the blues, very healing, very
They're
soothing.
very healing.
Great. Yeah. This one is full of purples and blues. It's a little difficult for you to. Let me just see if I can show it to you. It's a bigger one.
Let's see.
Yeah, but it's the purples, the pinks, the blues, purple, pink, blue, even greens.
The
They're
greens are there,
very,
yes.
very
You
healing.
know,
They're healing.
oh, that's good. The greens that I showed you in the different paintings, I think I've only used maybe 2 different greens, but one of the greens that I'm quite partial to and I love to paint with is from a company in Paris. And I ordered them through an art supply store across the border in the US. And then they're sent to me. And this is called, I think it's Chauvin. Let me just check here.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, Charvin. This is a blue that I got, but Charvin is the name of the company. And it's very old and they're beautiful oil paints. I try to use the best paint when I paint a painting because I want it to last for generations and I want it to be handed down through the families and bring so many people. You know, I know that after I finish painting them, that's my joy is while I'm painting. And then after that, I just want them to go out there as little goodwill ambassadors to everyone in the world. And I lost track of where my paintings are. All I know is they're everywhere. and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that people love them and want to own them. Yes.
And how does everybody get a hold of you and find you again?
Sorry?
How does everybody find you and get in contact with you again?
www.ammulligan, mulligan.com.
Awesome.
Go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to show you.
Anne-Marie, it's been an amazing experience having you on our show.
Thank you.
I hope in the future to possibly do an update on other works that you have created. But
Love to, Peter. Love
you're
to.
definitely gifted. Very
Thank you.
gifted.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, very
And
much.
thank
Thank
you,
you so
Angela.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Angela, thanks for telling me about the colors.
Yeah, the colors are very healing.
That
Mhm.
means a lot to me to know that.
And there's nothing wrong with like even bold colors like red or a bold green, because that energize that brings that can give you energy. So all colors are good.
They are.
Yellow, golds. I love golds.
Yes.
And
I have a
golds.
number of those here too. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for having me today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
It's been
you.
a
Thank
pleasure.
Yes. Yeah.
I
Yes.
really enjoyed it. Thank
And
you.
from coast to coast, around the world, everybody will catch you tonight at 9 o'clock. Take care.
Come on
Bye.
back
Bye-bye.
and visit us
Bye-bye.
again, Ann.
I'd love
Yes,
to.
absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ed.
Bye-bye.
You were wonderful.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.